Nobody was ready for what Jasmine Blue's sister just dropped. Not the fans, not the cast, and certainly not yet. It started with one Instagram story. No caption, just a screenshot of what looked like a text message from a very familiar number 3 dots. A name blurred out and one message in full view. You know, I can't have this getting out, not now. Within minutes, social media exploded. Speculation turned to chaos. Was Mendeecees really talking about Jasmine's pregnancy? Had he been covering this up the whole time? While fans tried to piece together the story, Jasmine's sister returned with another screenshot. This time, a name. It read Mindy H. And the messages weren't just suggestive, they were explicit. The back and forth showed concern, secrecy, and something that sounded a whole lot like guilt. Fans were shocked. Yandi hadn't said a word, but her last cryptic post suddenly felt like a warning shot. This wasn't just a rumor anymore. It was starting to look like evidence, texts, timestamps, and a sister who was clearly done staying silent. Whatever loyalty used to exist behind the scenes had just been shattered. And now, everyone wanted answers, because if what these messages imply is even halfway true, this could blow the entire franchise apart. And that's just the beginning. When Tasha K dropped that live, fans were still recovering from the Jasmine Blue pregnancy shock. But what no one expected was for Jasmine's own sister, Kiara Blue, to go public. And not just with commentary, but with actual text messages she claimed came straight from mendeecees' phone. Things unraveled fast. It started with a grainy Instagram story from Kiara, a black screen, just 3 words. He knew everything. Within minutes, blogs were reposting it, fans were speculating, and the internet went into overdrive. Some thought it was a bluff. Others knew something was coming, but no one could predict what she'd drop next. Kiara, known for staying quiet. During Jasmine's public drama, suddenly flipped, she went live on her backup page. Barely had 10,000 followers on that account, but within 20 minutes, it jumped to over 75,000. The screen was shaky. She looked nervous. "Y'all want to know the truth?" she said. "Fine. Here it is." She scrolled through her phone, landed on a thread, and tilted the camera. Blurry, yes, but the name on top of the screen was unmistakable. Mendeecees Harris. Fans immediately froze the video, took screenshots, zoomed in. The first message said, "I told you we'd deal with this off camera. Don't make it messy," she continued, voice trembling. "My sister didn't trap nobody. He knew. He always knew. And when she tried to stay silent, he kept pushing her. I begged her not to get involved. I told her, Jasmine, he's gonna ruin you. And look, now." In another text, dated weeks before the news broke, Mendeecees allegedly wrote, "Do what you gotta do. Just don't tell Yandi yet. I'll fix it before it hits the blogs." The internet lost its mind. Fans were shocked, not just because of the messages, but because it confirmed what many had suspected, that Mendeecees might have known about Jasmine's pregnancy long before it became public, within hours. He knew everything was trending. Jasmine didn't say a word. Yandi remained silent. And Mendeecees, he posted a gym selfie like nothing had happened. That silence, that calm, it sent fans into a frenzy. Under his post, thousands of comments exploded. "So you fixing it in the gym now?" One wrote. Another added how many kids you ignored this year. The shade was endless. But what shook the internet even more was the backstory Kiara began to reveal. She claimed Jasmine and mendeecees had been secretly communicating for months, even before the pregnancy rumors. "This didn't just happen overnight," Kiara said. "They were texting every day, and he'd tell her the same thing. I got you. Just don't go public." One of the most heartbreaking moments came when Kiara read out loud a voice note Jasmine allegedly sent her months ago. In the note, Jasmine whispered, "I didn't think it'd go this far. He said we were good. He said I didn't have to hide anymore." That voice note, raw and vulnerable, went viral. Fans flooded Twitter, sharing the clip with captions like, "This is heartbreaking, and she really thought she meant something to him." Within hours, bloggers had dissected every word. Some accused Jasmine of playing victim. Others blamed mendeecees for stringing her along. And the pressure began to mount. By now, Yandi's fans were furious. Many felt betrayed. Others worried for her mental health. She had gone completely silent online, her last post being a photo with the caption, "Protecting my peace." But it didn't stop there. Another leak came next. This time, a screenshot of a payment receipt. It appeared to show mendeecees zelling Jasmine $2,000 with the memo, "For you and Lil Man." That was enough to send the timeline into meltdown. So now we got a Lil Man too. Someone tweeted, "He's out here funding secret babies like it's a side hustle." Another said. Blogs didn't waste a second. By morning, the story was on every major gossip site, and in the comments, fans debated whether it was real, staged, or something deeper. A source close to production even claimed that cameras were rolling the night Jasmine allegedly told mendeecees about the pregnancy. "We caught everything," the source said. "They just didn't air it." This revelation added fuel to the fire. Fans demanded that VH1 release the unaired footage. One tweet read, "We don't want staged scenes anymore. Give us the raw tea." Even more chaos erupted when a clip surfaced from an old reunion episode. In it, mendeecees casually jokes about taking care of more than he's credited for. The audience laughed at the time. Now, fans were revisiting the moment and labeling it a hidden confession. But amidst the madness, Yandi's cousin, Camille, jumped into the conversation. She posted a story that read, "You think you know somebody until you see their real priorities." Immediately, fans speculated that she was throwing shots at mendeecees. Some even claimed she unfollowed him on Instagram. Others noticed Yandi and Camille hadn't liked each other's posts in weeks. Meanwhile, Jasmine remained quiet, but she wasn't done. She went live again, this time even bolder. "Y'all want the full thread?" she asked. "Then get me to 1-0, and fans did exactly that. By nightfall, Kiara had more followers than most influencers, and she posted a carousel of screenshots. One showed mendeecees allegedly saying, "You know how this TV stuff works. Let's handle this off-season." Another read, "I never wanted to hurt Yandi. I just didn't expect this to happen." And the final screenshot, it simply said, You think she ever forgive me? Fans were split. Some believed every word. Others accused Kiara of fabricating the texts. But either way, the damage was done. The trust was shattered, and the silence from Jasmine, mendeecees, and Yandi only made things worse. All up, the voice notes hit differently. You could hear the betrayal, the confusion, the sadness. This wasn't clout chasing. This was emotional damage. Meanwhile, back on Instagram, Yandi's silence continued. People started tagging her under every clip, every post, every leak. Some begged her to speak out. Others accused her of protecting a liar. The pressure was intense. Her name trended for hours. Still, nothing. Then came the biggest twist yet, a screenshot from an anonymous source claiming to work with VH1's post-production team. The message read, they cut an entire scene from episode 4 where Jasmine confronts mendeecees at a private dinner. She says, I'm pregnant, and he just stares. This source added, they were told to bury it to protect the brand. Now, fans were livid. They turned their anger toward the network. So y'all knew and chose drama over honesty. Someone tweeted, another added, this isn't just fake TV, this is emotional manipulation. VH1's comment sections got flooded. People demanded transparency. Some even started petitions to release the unaired footage. Hashtags like hashtag release the truth and hashtag justice for Jasmine started trending. And while the public was in full meltdown mode, something unexpected happened. Samantha, mendeecees' ex, and the mother of his son, little mendeecees, broke her silence. She went live on her page and said, some of us been knew the truth. We just kept quiet for the kids. But now, fans gasped. Samantha had stayed out of the spotlight for years. Now she was back, and it sounded like she had receipts too. I've seen them at the same hotel twice, she claimed. I didn't say nothing. I figured maybe it was business. Now I know better. Her statement added even more weight to the story. If she, someone with her own history of tension with Yandi, was confirming suspicious behavior, then it wasn't just internet smoke. This was something real. Blogs reposted her live within minutes. Fans started comparing the hotel, the texts, the voice notes. It all started aligning. People began to see the bigger picture, and it wasn't pretty. Then came another shocker. A video surfaced of Jasmine at her doctor's office. It was recorded discreetly, but the conversation was clear. She was confirming her due date and stating the alleged father's name. He's listed as mendeecees Harris, she said. The nurse asked if he'd been involved. Jasmine paused. Not yet, she replied. The clip was short, but it hit hard. Fans reposted it with captions like, this ain't fake. This girl really went through it, and he's been ignoring her while she's dealing with all this alone. Suddenly, sympathy started to swing. Even those who previously doubted Jasmine were beginning to feel for her, especially as more leaks painted her as someone abandoned, not someone looking for fame. And in the middle of it all, Kiara dropped another twist. She shared a text allegedly from mendeecees where he said, you're gonna destroy everything if you don't stop her. It was unclear if he was referring to Yandi, the show, or something else, but the message had a threatening edge. Fans didn't like it. Some began accusing him of trying to silence Jasmine through fear. Others wondered how long this behavior had gone unchecked. This ain't his first scandal. Someone tweeted, just the first one that couldn't be hidden. While the firestorm kept growing, Yandi finally made a move. But instead of going live or releasing a statement, she simply posted a quote to her Instagram story. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. That one post said more than any caption. It was cryptic, but emotional. Fans interpreted it as her breaking point. Many commented, she knows. She's just trying to process it all. Her followers flooded her with support. You don't deserve this. We got your back. Stay strong. But mixed in were the brutal comments too. How could you not see it? Did you ignore the red flags? He's been wilding for years. Yandi disabled comments not long after. It was clear she needed space, but the internet wasn't slowing down. And then, like clockwork, Tasha K teased another revelation. I haven't even dropped the court documents yet, she said. Y'all think this messy now? Wait till you see what's coming next. This time, fans weren't just listening, they were investigating. Amateur sleuths started digging into court filings, past relationships, even Jasmine's school records. Some were looking for truth. Others just wanted chaos. The lines between entertainment and reality had officially blurred, and at the center of it all was mendeecees, who still hadn't said a word. No statement, no denial, no explanation, nothing but silence. While fans waited for mendeecees to finally break his silence, the internet wasn't slowing down. Jasmine's story had sparked a wildfire, and just when it seemed like the dust might settle, another unexpected figure jumped into the chaos infinity. Yandi's adopted daughter, who had previously spoken out about feeling abandoned, posted a series of cryptic messages that had fans raising eyebrows. One tweet simply read, "Funny how history repeats itself," while another said, "Some of us been saw behind the curtain." It didn't take long for fans to connect the dots. Was infinity implying that mendeecees had a pattern? That there were signs before? Suddenly, her old interviews and subtle posts were being people started wondering if her distance from the family had less to do with rebellion and more to do with buried secrets. And then, out of nowhere, Jasmine's sister Liana decided it was time to speak. She had kept quiet during most of the drama, but now she went live, emotional and visibly frustrated. "I wasn't gonna say anything," she began. "But since mendeecees want to act like my sister never existed, let me remind him I got the texts." The ones he thought got deleted, fans poured into the live, watching with wide eyes as Liana pulled up her phone. What she showed next sent shockwaves across the internet. A long thread of messages, mendeecees checking in on Jasmine, confirming appointments. One even read, "If this gets out, I'll lose everything. You promise to keep it quiet?" Another text, "I'll send something for the crib, just give me time." Fans froze. Those few lines said it all. He knew? He acknowledged the baby? He was involved until he wasn't. The receipts Liana brought to the table were like nails in a coffin. It wasn't hearsay anymore. It was black and white. People started calling it a betrayal, not just of Jasmine, but of Yandi, of their kids, of every fan who had believed in his redemption arc. He had gone from street hustler to devoted father and businessman. But now it was unraveling. And while mendeecees kept quiet, others in the circle began to stir. Juju, a longtime friend of Yandi's, posted a prayer emoji and a heart with no caption. Kimbella dropped a comment under a blog post saying, "Some men never change." Even Rich Dollaz liked a shady tweet about men who pretend to be mentors but hide from paternity tests. Then came the footage that had everyone reeling. A grainy video, time-stamped just weeks before Jasmine's baby shower, showed me walking out of a Marriott hotel in Atlanta. The same hotel Jasmine had been seen entering on her stories just an hour prior. Fans dissected the clip frame by frame. They analyzed shadows, backgrounds, everything. "It's him," one user insisted. "Same chain, same walk, same gait." Others weren't convinced, but the timing and location raised serious questions. And Jasmine, she wasn't hiding anymore. She posted a soft picture of her baby bump with the caption, "What's done in the dark always comes to light." The comments flooded in, some supportive, others aggressive, but Jasmine remained calm. She didn't argue, she just dropped occasional photos. Quote, "Jasmine's pregnancy." One email allegedly read, "If we don't address it, the internet will do it for us." Some fans felt the show owed them the truth. Others worried it would be turned into entertainment and strip Jasmine of her dignity. A few even said they'd stop watching altogether if Yandi was forced to act like nothing happened. Meanwhile, another twist dropped. An anonymous source claimed that Jasmine wasn't the only one. A woman named Kay came forward on a Facebook group alleging that mendeecees had also been messaging her around the same time. She didn't say she was pregnant, but she did post screenshots of late-night flirty conversations, including one where he said, "You're my escape when things get heavy." Fans were stunned. The chaos was no longer about one baby. It was about a pattern. mendeecees' name started trending again, but now it was under hashtags like hashtag mendeecees exposed. And hashtag revealed the truth. Influencers weighed in. Some defended Yandi, saying she was a victim too. Others called her out for not distancing herself sooner. "Staying silent helps no one," one tweet said. "Protect your peace, sis." Even Lil Scrappy dropped a comment under a post saying, "They always get exposed when the money right." Amid all of this, Jasmine's sister, Liana, posted one last bomb. It was a blurry selfie of mendeecees in a hoodie, laying on a couch, clearly at someone's home, not his. Liana captioned it, "Taken in April. Guess whose house?" Fans quickly put the pieces together. The timeline matched Jasmine's claims that he'd been seeing her privately in spring. The internet was ruthless. Memes exploded. GIFs flooded the timeline. And yet, again, no word from him. Bacchanals claimed that the mendeecees had lawyered up and was preparing a public statement. But until then, the silence screamed louder than anything else. Jasmine stayed focused on her child. Her posts were now more peaceful, soft music, pastel colors, nursery, updates. She wasn't naming names anymore. She didn't have to. The internet had already decided. But what about... Would she forgive him? Would she walk away? Or would she try to fix the As the days went by, pressure mounted from all angles. Jasmine's posts quieted, Liana stopped sharing receipts, and mendeecees remained silent. But Yandi, she finally broke. Without warning, she went live on Instagram one Sunday night, no makeup, hoodie on. Her face was swollen from what looked like hours of crying. Fans flooded the list. Within seconds, the viewer count hit over 70,000. "I didn't want to do this on here," she said, her voice shaking. But sometimes silence turns into suffering. She paused. The comments were flying. "Say his name. We support you. Tell the truth." Then she continued, "For a while now, I've been hearing things, reading things, people sending me screenshots, clips, messages, and I kept asking myself, no, not him, not again." Tears rolled down her cheeks. But when you love someone, you want to believe the best. You hold on. You fight for your family, for your name, for your kids, even when everything inside you is telling you to run. She didn't say his name. She didn't have to. And just like that, the world knew Yandi wasn't just reading the headlines. She was living the fallout. The betrayal wasn't just social media fodder anymore. It was real. And it was breaking her. The next morning, blogs erupted. Fans reposted every second of her live. Clips of her wiping her tears, holding back sobs, and reading silent messages on her screen. #PrayForYandi started trending. Even celebrities who had previously stayed quiet began commenting. Remy Ma posted a heart emoji with "Stay strong, Queen." Rashida commented, "You don't deserve this. Protect your peace." Even Cardi B liked a tweet that said, "Black women carry too much pain in silence." But the biggest shock came hours later when VH1 announced that filming had been temporarily paused due to personal circumstances affecting core cast members. They didn't say names. They didn't have to. Rumors swirled that producers were scrambling to restructure the entire season with Jasmine's baby Yandi's breakdown and mendeecees' silence. The original storyline was now completely irrelevant. New footage was being filmed, new confessional interviews scheduled, and everyone was being told to expect the unexpected. Behind the scenes, things got even messier. An insider leaked that mendeecees had been removed from the family group chat. Another claim said Yandi was staying in a separate condo with the kids while deciding what to do next. Her inner circle tightened. Infinity reportedly flew in to be with her. A private therapist had been hired, and then the letter arrived. Jasmine posted a handwritten letter, allegedly written by mendeecees, dated weeks before the chaos broke. In it, he wrote, "I don't know how to tell you. I messed up. I was scared of losing everything, scared of what it'd do to my family, but I never stopped caring. You and the baby matter." Fans were divided. Some saw it as an apology. Others saw it as manipulation, an attempt to control the narrative before the storm hit. But for Jasmine, it was closure. She didn't lash out. She didn't post another receipt. Instead, she simply wrote, "This is the last thing I'll say. My baby's loved. That's all that matters now." Still, the internet wasn't done. A TikTok video went viral showing old clips from Love and Hip Hop, piecing together moments that now felt suspicious: the secret phone calls, the business trips, the strange silences. Fans created timelines, charts, breakdowns. Some even compared the baby's features with same eyebrows. One video claimed, check the chin. And in the middle of it all, mendeecees finally blinked. He posted a photo, a black screen with the words, sometimes silence is the loudest response. No apology, no denial, just that fans were furious. So you just go and act poetic while your whole life's on fire. One person commented, this ain't haiku hour. Another joked. Still, others defended him. We don't know the whole stories, they said. Let the man speak when he's ready. But Jasmine's sister wasn't having it. She replied on her story, ready? He had months. He was only silent until we weren't. Yandi, on the other hand, didn't respond to his post. She posted a clip of herself walking into a courthouse. No caption, just a location tag that read Brooklyn Family Court. Speculation exploded. Was she filing for divorce, custody, an emergency protection order? Nobody knew, but everyone had an opinion. Later that night, an anonymous caller spilled even more tea on a blog's podcast. It ain't just Jasmine, the voice said. There's another woman. She ain't public yet, but she's got messages too. And it ain't pretty. The host gasped. So you're saying this man's got a whole double life? Triple, the caller responded. Trust me, by now. Fans were exhausted, but addicted. Every hour brought a new twist. Twitter became a battleground. Some sided with Yandi, praising her strength. Others showed empathy for Jasmine, saying she deserved peace. And then there were those who said, maybe they all knew. Maybe we've all been played. But for those closest to the situation, there was no peace, only fallout. Yandi's publicist released a short statement. Ms. Smith is prioritizing her family and healing at this time. She appreciates the outpouring of support and asks for privacy. Even that didn't stop the speculation. Blogs now debated, would Yandi return next season? Would she cut ties with VH1 completely? Would Jasmine be offered a storyline? And then, in what felt like the final twist, Jasmine unfollowed everyone except her sister and a doula account. The message was clear. She was done with the drama. For her, the focus had shifted. But for mendeecees, the silence remained. To this day, no public interview, no sit down, no direct response. And maybe that's what hurts fans the most, the lack of accountability. What began as whispers turned into leaks, and the leaks turned into a storm that no one could control. A baby, a letter, a voice note, a sister, a breakdown, and in the middle of it all, a family unraveling in real time. As the headlines faded and new scandals took their place, one thing remains certain: the internet never forgets. And in this case, it was Jasmine's truth, Yandi's pain, and mendeecees' silence that told the whole story. And just like that, the truth didn't come from mendeecees or Jasmine or even Yandi. It came from the one person nobody saw coming, Jasmine's sister. What started as speculation turned into screenshots, voice notes, and handwritten letters. And now, with Yandi walking into court, Jasmine going silent, and mendeecees still refusing to speak, fans are left putting the pieces together themselves. Was this just the tip of the iceberg? Is there another baby mama waiting in the shadows? Was Yandi already planning her exit months ago? And what about Jasmine? Will she return to the spotlight or protect her peace and stay gone? We don't know if this will end in reconciliation, courtroom battles, or a full-blown VH1 reboot with Jasmine as a main cast member. But what we do know is this: when secrets come to light, they never just fade away. And in this case, the damage is done. The silence has been shattered. So now we want to hear from you. Was mendeecees always hiding something? Do you believe Jasmine's sister's receipts? And should Yandi walk away for good or try to rebuild? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video if you've been keeping up with the drama, subscribe for more reality tea updates, and hit that bell so you never miss the next twist. Because if there's one thing we've learned when it comes to love and hip-hop, the real mess always finds a way to surface. We'll be watching closely.